Hey y'all.
Hey guys.
Hello.
So we have opened the room. We're going to be here. We've opened the stream. We're going to start at 7:30, but this time we thought we would give everybody like just a little bit of time to trickle in, and then that way, while we're giving people time to trickle in, we can go ahead and do like just a smidge bit of like chatting, a little bit of housekeeping while we finish getting everything ready, organized, kind of like chatting with everybody and catching up. Just while we get the ball rolling today. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Jess, I haven't spoken to you in so long.
I know. Oh my gosh. And we can't forget tomorrow, right? Is spoiler soup?
Yes, tomorrow is spoiler soup with Liz Karen. Tomorrow that will be live on the YouTube channel. Kenzie, because she has been working so diligently at trying to get that edited and finished. Because she has been working so hard at getting that edited and finished to be able to be posted. She was not able to finish Dead Silence this month. So she is here. But she's not here for tonight's discussion. But she's working on getting that posted. So that will go live tomorrow at 6 p.m. for everyone to watch. So if you have finished Night's Edge and you have finished First Light already, that will have tons and tons of spoilers. Every question, anything you could ever want to know that you have wondered, could wonder, tune in, watch it. If you would like to read Night's Edge and First Light and you haven't finished them yet, but you have it on your list, bookmark it, save it, come back to it. It'll be there waiting for you with arms wide open. Yeah.
And if you subscribe to our channel, it's going to be right there under your stuff.
Yeah, and if you like it, if you watch it and like it, let us know, comment, let us know what you think. We really would like to do more episodes of Spoiler Soup. So if you watch it and you enjoy it, please let us know what you think. Oh, Ashley just showed up.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Ash.
I'm excited to hear what you thought of the book.
It's always, I just have to say, I want to take a second and just like say how much, I don't know about you guys, but I like really appreciate and adore Ashley and how she's been like, her and Claudia have become like the biggest ride or dies.
They're the best.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. Anytime they pop into a stream, or we see them, I'm like,
the return, everything from the Discord days.
They bring me so much joy. Next month we do have a winner. We will be posting that as well. We will be reading Your Shadow Half Remains by Sunny Moraine. Super exciting, super good. I don't want to say super short, but it is very short. Whole lot of chaos.
It's a 4-hour audiobook, so that's the perfect size. Like,
yes. Ophelia's ears must have been burning too, because she just showed up too.
Claudia.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue, Jess. Sorry.
What was I saying?
You were saying it's a 4-hour audiobook.
Yeah, it's perfect. Ashley commented and said, Jess, I have to tell you, when you said you were reading a children's Bible, I thought you were reading a children's Bible.
Oh, wait, you weren't? I thought you were too.
When you first said it, I thought that, but you held up the cover and I was like, oh, okay, no, this is a book called Children's Bible.
No, when I'm telling you. It is a Pulitzer Prize finalist by Lydia Millett. And it is about
for a loop too.
Yeah, it is about these group of kids who are on vacation And honestly, it'd probably be a good book club because the religious, like, trauma themes and, like, the way it all came together at the end. Has anybody seen that movie Mother by Aronofsky?
Yeah.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
An experience.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but this is like the book version of that with children. Yeah, it was a good one.
Another Books and
that's
Lala
who
fan.
I heard it from. I get like most of my recommendations from there and Instagram, from Books and Lala on Instagram. But also covers. The cover. It's all burnt. There's an old Bible that the boy has in it. Yeah. Anyways, but on to Dead Silence, this month's pick. Or we were talking about next month's pick, which I feel like it's a perfect 4-hour audiobook follows up our 13-hour deep space adventure of this month.
Yes. I felt like we've done some pretty, over the last few months, I feel like we've done some dummy thick babies. I felt like for May, with graduations and school years coming like pretty fast compact, happening.
Season starting.
Yes, I was like, yeah, con season's about to start. I was like, I feel like doing a thinny of any magnitude would be a good bet for us next month. So tell your friends, friends, let them know, invite people, come hang out with us. The audiobook is narrated by Sunny Moraine themselves as well. And I very much enjoyed it. I had a good time when I listened to it, and I absolutely had a good time. And if anybody has any film recs to go with it when they get an idea, let me know, because I'm down for hearing other people's opinions too on that, because I have an idea or two, but I'm always down to hear about other people's. I love movies, so.
Like, I still think we should do Midsummer because the May Queen, but it's not in any way on theme, I don't think.
It does. That would be a good one, I feel like, especially for you to be there.
Bonus movie night on May Day.
For you, Laura.
Right. That's like this month how we were like, you know what? Whether it applies or not, Alien April. We're doing Mars.
Mayhem. It doesn't. It having no correlation adds to the mayhem. The pure chaos.
That's it.
It's true.
Chaotic. We're just thriving, vibing. It's all chaos. You see, I'm downloading a couple more slides for us here.
Okay, while we're waiting, I want to update. This will be my little journal every month on what level I'm on Candy Crush. So right now I'm at 7,559. So many
levels.
Let's see where I'm at next month, because I play it way too much. I am like a grandma on my grandma plays Bubble Pop or whatever the fuck, but I got on Candy Crush back in like when it first started, and this is my same original account from back then. So I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
If it makes you feel less old, Jess, my obsessive playing game is bingo. So
bingo, like on a phone, or do you go in public and play it?
On a phone, because no one ever wants to go in public and play with me. But
Kenzie would play bingo with you. Kenzie loves
I want to go
bingo.
to a trivia night so bad, like any trivia. I don't care.
They do a lot of them around Houston and various parts.
Yeah,
there's a few places that
they have one here every week, but I feel like going by myself.
What is it, like Nerds Who Drink or something?
That's the one that they have here.
They do?
It's the
Okay.
only one, and I just can't bring myself to go alone.
I feel yeah.
And tag in to a group of friends. Like, I can't do it.
Right. You're like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could.
I can't.
Yeah, I feel
It's a
that.
new level of sadness. I am one like bad car incident away from never leaving my house. Like I've thought about it. I've got a dash cam, by the way, because I'm like the way people drive around here, I'm not having it.
I always remember. I will never forget the day when you and I had the whole road rage conversation, and you were like, "The people around here are just so mean."
It doesn't change. It's still the same.
Sorry.
It's
I
still
feel
the
for
same.
you. It's no thanks. It's
Houston
not
Houston is nothing compared to here because I drove my ass all around Houston for about 10 years and I ain't never seen a motherfucker run red lights as much. Sorry, y'all. As much
No,
as
you
I've
good.
seen motherfuckers run red lights around here, I see it daily. People running red lights. Like dangerously late.
I feel like Houston, though, like Houston is its own when it comes to like traffic. Like you go anywhere outside of Houston, no one knows how to drive. Houston, it's like you
I
live
feel
by
like-
fire, you die by fire. We all
Yeah.
drive together.
It
Like
is
it's
a
Mad Max
special.
Fury Road here.
The speed
Yeah.
limit sign is a starting point.
It's a
Keep up,
special thing to have learned to drive in Houston. Like your core learning driving years in Houston.
Yeah, I feel like the only other place that we could drive is probably the Audubon, and then we'd be like, yeah, it's us and the Audubon, and we're the only other people who could understand. We just vibe together on the road. We just like look at each other and we're like, we understand.
We have
right?
this. We have this in America.
Yeah, like, oh no, we get this. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been to Houston. Like, yeah, it's fine. Oh, where are your traffic codes? Oh, y'all don't have those here? Weird. Where do you find them? It's so bizarre.
Ashley said
yeah.
Florida is the worst state she's ever had to drive in.
I haven't had to drive in Florida, but I believe it.
Yeah.
I love the Midwest, even though we moved to the Midwest and it was like, speed up, you motherfuckers. But then now that I'm out of it, I'm like, oh, I should have appreciated what I had. These like grandmas driving like, oh, sorry there. Hey there.
There's a place that I never particularly want to go visit, except for one reason. And it's, I kind of want to experience driving in a car there. And that place is Australia.
Oh,
I don't want to go to Australia because everything there wants to kill you, including a lot of the people, because I used to listen to Case File and he's Australian and I learned about all these horrific Australian cases. But I have a friend who lives over there. At one time we were on Skype back when Skype was a thing before they completely shit the bed during the pandemic. You had everything, Skype. All you had to do was promote it and no, nothing. But anyway, he was driving away and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, hang on, these damn roos are in the road. And I was like, I'm sorry.
These roos.
Repeat that?
No.
Roos.
Oh my God.
They're in the middle of the road.
Out of your car.
And I was like,
not the roos.
You just have kangaroos randomly in the middle of a road.
Deers ain't shit compared to those roos.
Okay.
I just can't imagine living somewhere where it's like going through Great Adventures Safari, like drive-through safari.
I've watched Coffin Tim, so I've pretty much been to Australia. That's all I need.
I grew up watching Home and Away and Neighbors, which for the, I guess, everyone else who is American are Australian soaps that are incredibly popular in Britain.
Oh my God.
Pretty much been to Australia.
I love
Ebony's going to be on Neighbors.
Kylie Minogue started her on Neighbors.
Yeah.
I think all of the Hemsworth, anyone who is famous from Australia probably was in Neighbors or Home and Away at some point.
I think that Kath and Kim like went on there because it was one of the Hemsworth brothers, and they were like acting as if Kath and Kim were auditioning to be in a scene with a Hemsworth to like make out with them. It's in one of their specials. It was so funny.
Hilarious.
I love the Down Under.
Koalas also just randomly drop from the trees
Oh.
because they're dumb. And if you have a koala that has decided to take residence in your yard, you can't do anything about it.
Oh yeah, they're like bluebonnets.
Yeah, they're like incredibly protected, and they like smell. They're apparently a gigantic pain to have around, but you can't do anything. If a koala picks you, that's it. They live in that's their garden now.
Sucks. Unfortunate.
Like, I never want to go here.
Rent free.
No.
All right, so let's start talking about this book.
Yes, let me pull up the slides. Y'all, bear with me.
It's like it's fading in and out from the.
I know, and because I haven't mirrored my camera,
It's creepy. I love it.
The background is backwards.
I love it.
No, it shows up fine for me.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's so crazy. Yeah, I can read it proper.
Oh my god, I just realized I just had a mini panic. Y'all will have to like bear with me because I am realizing that so it is my first time running this tonight, like the stream, and I feel like I'm running it with training wheels on, which is cool. But the slides, everything else is pretty all right, pretty self-explanatory. The slides business, y'all, we ain't giving Kenzie enough respect. The slides business is.
Well, I like the idea of sharing your Canva screen.
I thought, yeah, it does not do good quality. She brought up a good point.
I mean, it's text on a screen.
It is, but it looks like when we have Flocus up and it's all grainy and.
Oh. Flocus always looks fine for me.
Oh. Yeah. I was like, yeah, well. But it's okay. I'm learning how to do things. So we got it. So welcome to the Double Feature Creature Crypt presents Dead Silence, everybody. Written by S.A. Barnes.
Who also goes by Stacey Cade in her fantasy and YA books, I believe. She writes under Stacey Cade.
Yes.
So
if you guys aren't following her Instagram, please do me a favor, follow her Instagram. She had a lovely book tour going on recently for her second book that just dropped, Ghost Station. And she had like a lovely little interview nugget where somebody asked, like, how did you end up in horror? Like, how did you end up writing this, right? And it was so well done. It was so poignant. And much like many of the other authors we've read before, they're like, I actually didn't mean to be here. It's just something that happened. I started writing one thing, and well, as I started writing that, things started changing, and then I went, well, what if I wrote this? And they were like, well, sci-fi, that's kind of it's a little bit of a hard push. And she was like, well, trust me, like, what if I did this? And I guess she had ended up writing like 80 pages and sent it to her editor. It was like, okay, but what do you think? And she was like, I think I need more. And that's how she ended up doing like the Dead Silence train. and giving us this like sci-fi horror romance, which was a really I'm obviously not doing the story justice, but go to her Instagram. She has a very lovely story on how she ended up getting into her horror pen name, and I think it's very worth hearing. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on that first part. Let me. So we have a couple things to chat about. We're gonna probably be bouncing around a little bit from topic to topic. The beginning, the latter half is gonna be more like boom, 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 boom once we get some groundworks set. But one of the first things we wanted to talk about, one of the first things we wanted to talk about that I'm gonna pass off to Laura to start, is going to be the topic of, let's see here, nature in space.
Ooh.
Maggie,
Welcome, Maggie.
we missed you. Welcome, Mags.
So this was one of the first things I kind of noticed when I was reading. Is it stuck out to me a few times, and then as I got a few chapters in, I had to go back and find those points that had set off a little ding in my brain. But I noticed that right from the beginning, Claire always kind of talks about space and the spaceships with very natural imagery. Like she compares it to natural things. I'm trying to find the first one, and it was when she was out on the last maintenance thing. Briefly considers just floating off into space. Like,
oh
no, don't do that.
Yeah, hold on. I realize I don't have my copy right next to me, so I'm like, hold on 1 second.
Let's pull this up. Obviously, I didn't because I'm in
Hi, Maggie.
Anything. But it kind of continues throughout the book, though it does kind of diminish as she goes on, and Claire, I guess, begins to heal a bit through her new trauma. And then she switches when she talks about herself and her emotions. That's very machine-based imagery.
Oh,
I'm trying to find it.
I didn't even catch that, but yeah. No, you bring up a very good point. Like anytime she talks about like the things she's seeing around her, it is a very like free-flowing, naturalistic, like almost romanticized, like fantasy kind of like description. And then anything that has to deal with internalized, she's like, nope, don't compute. No thanks. What do these? What are these?
And I'm guessing it's meant to be like, or at least I interpreted it as I've finally read through, as I was reading through, is obviously what happened to her on the Mars colony when she was a kid. That was all about like gardening and crops and stuff and agriculture, I think. And that was like what her mom was in charge of. It was all very like a biologically based habitat that they were trying to get up and running to be a colony. And so then she associates like everything spacey with, I guess, what the trauma that has stuck in her mind from that early experience. And maybe that's why starts to diminish as the story goes on. She doesn't use that crutch, I guess, maybe you would call it, as much as she begins to understand that she was a little kid and it wasn't necessarily her fault.
Oh, no, that's a really interesting point, and that's something that I did not pick up on that in the beginning at all. I know I'm like looking back and reading some descriptions. I really, yeah. I didn't even link that with her as a kid either, because, and of course it's something that we'll talk about as we get to the end. The experience of her connecting what is real, and it's also like what is real, what she has control over, what she is and is not responsible for as well.
Yeah, definitely. But that was something like very early on. I felt like that told us a lot about who Claire was as a person. Like,
I like that.
other than just
Well, and
sad.
she definitely, like, Claire as a character definitely she always seems to be trying to find a sense of belonging while not a sense of belonging without it having to surround herself with it, like attached to anybody. Like she wants to belong, she wants to find a place, she wants ownership of things, she wants to feel comfortable, she wants to have her own thing, she wants to have her own place, she wants to have her own ship, her own, team, her own da 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 da. But she doesn't want obligation. She doesn't want relationships. She
doesn't
doesn't want accountability. Like she doesn't want these things that could jeopardize or bring up anything that,
like, her triggers.
Yeah, like what she went through when she was a kid. Like there's very clearly unresolved. Very clearly unresolved. And I remember that like first passage that we have like of her being like the first flashback passage where she starts talking to herself. And I was like, what is this? What is happening right now?
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay. All right, girl. What?
Yeah, and like, I don't know, I just think back to what you said about her wanting this belonging and community in place, but not letting herself really have it because she still got all the guilt. Mm-hmm. It was just the thing that stood out to me so much was when she talked about what the crew did on the liner. And like, oh, they do this, like even Nixus? Was that his name?
Yes.
Like even he came down to take part in the poker games. She never did, but she knew about it. So she was obviously around watching them. She never. And I was like, oh.
It's interesting how she's. It's interesting that she's so detached but invested.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
And
Nicest.
I think nicest.
Threw in an X
And
for some reason.
as the story goes on, I think I feel like that's something that kind of like sets her apart from like Lourdes, right? Because Lourdes, I feel like Lourdes kind of cared too much. Like Lourdes was really involved. Lourdes knew everyone.
Like it was almost funny when they were talking about the finder's fee and everything they could do, and she'd be like, and the families will get to know what happened, and that was all she really brought up. And like that's a perfectly compassionate, nice thing to think and say, but it's just not the human thing to say. Like it's like, yeah, that too, Lourdes.
And like you like, and you know, she's over here like Claire's over here like, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just bring these back and just be like, here, can we have the money? We just and go quietly. Like the less anybody needs to know, the better. Like
Lourdes. But the families, right? Yeah.
Yep, the families. Yep. Like, oh,
Lourdes.
Bless her.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like how she's almost too nice and almost too innocent. Like even Voller doesn't really mess with her. It's like this unspoken agreement of, yeah, just let her be happy in her little bubble and think nice things.
Right. Okay, so the next one we have is going to be Ghosts in the Machine.
Which I found an amusing title. Also, Jess, I'm very excited to hear what you have to say during the discussion because I know you didn't love this.
I don't really have a lot to say, but I know y'all liked it, so that's why I'm letting y'all talk because I really did not like this.
I do want to hear what you have to say, like if things you didn't like, if we're talking about like.
I was bored, and then it just, I don't know. I didn't like the main character. I don't remember her name, even though y'all were just talking about it. I don't.
I'll be honest.
Everything was her fault. My fault. This, and then it really came to a head where it was like, I bet he's not even going to apologize for accusing me of murder, but it's my fault. Shut the fuck up. So yeah, I just really didn't like her at all. I mean, I don't know. I think I liked one of the guys for a bit. I was excited in the beginning. Like I was like, okay, maybe this will be a 3-star. I'm not super invested, but this Titanic in space sounds cool. And then it just went really downhill. So I don't want to shit on it too much because I don't like doing that, especially when I know this book is really beloved. And I thought something was wrong with me because everyone has hyped it and loved it that I know. People that I have really similar reading taste with love it. So I got on Goodreads and I was like, come on, are there other people that didn't like this book? Please. My brain is right.
You did the audiobook too, right? You did the audiobook too, right?
Yes, and the bad impression of Obama being every male voice. Sorry. The bad Obama impression. I took that out of my vlog. I'm sorry because I thought that was too mean.
That's funny.
I was waiting when I saw that this week's book was in Saturday's vlog. I was like, I have to wait to watch it. I don't want to have any impression. I have to wait. I'm saving it for after today. So I waited when I saw it was in the thumbnail. I was like, wait.
Well, because I
It
had
was on
planned for
autoplay.
it. Because originally we had to switch things around, and I was like, should I take it out of the vlog so people don't get my opinion until Monday? But I was like, no, I'll leave it in, because not everybody, there's not all crossover here with my vlogs, and most people don't watch on the weekends unless you're like us, using it to clean your house and stuff. But
Because we miss you when we want company. Yeah, we're just missing Jess.
I cut out some of it because I don't want to be as mean, and I know that this is a really beloved book. And like Ashley said, you got to go. Goodreads is a rotted ass website from hell, but sometimes I got to go there and make sure I'm not crazy.
I got a love-hate with Goodreads. I have a love-hate with Storygraph is where I'll go to validate my opinions. Goodreads, I look at it with a crazy eye from New Guy. I look at it like,
honestly, I gotta say, using an Excel spreadsheet is the move. I've stopped.
I admire you.
I don't know.
Excel makes my palms sweat.
So use numbers.
Yeah, I get that.
People are like, do you know how to use Microsoft Office? I'm like, Access. I can use
This is
Microsoft
Google Sheets. Like Google just ripped off Microsoft's whole whatever. But yeah, so
better.
I don't want to shit on the book too much, but I'm loving hearing y'all love it, because that's the thing with me is like, even books I don't like, I like hearing what other people like about it. Like, it helps me.
One of Laura and I's favorite things with this, we always love when you rate something really low in these, because we're always like, man, who was it I was talking? It was either Laura and I or Kenzie and I today. We said, man, I always love when Jess has a low opinion about a book, and then we have these conversations because we love seeing if Jess's opinion changes. We're not trying to change her opinion. We just want to know if we presented evidence she missed.
Yeah, you definitely did with Carmilla, but I don't think it's gonna happen here.
Fair.
And so this was the thing with me, and sci-fi is not my bag. It is not my bag. I will be the first girly to tell you that, like, if there are two things I really do not care about and you really got to work hard for me on, it is sci-fi and sports. Sci-fi and sports. I mean,
I'm even at a point where horror has to work harder for me. Like,
and that's fair.
I'm almost to where it's like I'm about to read that fucking human meat book.
Oh, Tender is the Flesh.
Tender is the Flesh.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good. Like, this one, it's interesting, but I said this in my vlog. If this was a movie, because I tend to visualize my books and think of them as me watching the characters on a screen, because I'm such a screen person. I would have turned that shit off. Whoever brought me to see this shit, I would have been like, I'm going next door to something funny. Like, I wasn't into it. There was some good horror at the end with, not horror really, just like body shit, but that's not enough. Because like, I did this with Mr. Magic. I rated it higher than I really, like, that was a 1-star to me, if I'm being honest. But I don't want to be too much of a cunt and rate stuff 1 stars. But I'm sorry, Stacy got the brunt, because I'm gonna rate stuff 1 stars if I don't like it.
No, that's fair. Hey, you got to be true to you. You got to be true to
1
you.
star.
I just feel bad.
Well, here's the thing. Not everything resonates with everybody, and I think that's perfectly okay. I think it's great,
even, because then we get to have good discussion.
I absolutely do. If everything was for everybody and there was no difference of opinion, there'd be no art. Like, that's just how it is. So I like the fact that we have all of these different varying opinions, and it's not like not everything's going to do it for everyone. And I'll be honest, the reason why I rated it 4.5 stars is not at all the reason why I thought I would. It almost, I agree with you on a lot. A lot of why you didn't like it, I agree with.
Yeah.
Claire,
But there's parts of
alright.
it that can be brought to the forefront for other people. And
Yes.
where my interest was sagging, other people might have been into that part. Like the whole
Yep.
first hour of the book, I'm like, oh, Titanic in space? Oh, never mind. I don't really care. Like that was the only part that got me thinking I'm gonna like this. Like this, we're exploring
And
this.
part of my thing, because you brought up a thing that I was like, oh, yep. You were like, if this was a movie, I would have turned this off.
I do that a lot.
There's a video game. There's two. When I originally like messaged Stacey Cade, and I was like super excited, and I was like, when she saw that we were doing this, she was like, oh my gosh, thanks guys, da da da. We were like chatting nicely. I was like, thank you so much. This book is giving Dead Space. And I had a friend who recommended that I play Dead Space. For some reason, like I said, sci-fi, it ain't my genre, but I don't mind playing it. Like I can play, like I love playing BioShock. I love playing Dead Space, Prey, Dead Space, BioShock. There's a couple of other games I'll play, and I'm like, yeah, these are so much fun. And I thought this was very much going to be one type of way. I thought this book was going to serve like Sigourney Weaver in Alien meets Dead Space. Okay?
Yeah. Or like Claudia
what I-
said, she was expecting more Event Horizon or Ghost Ship.
I'm looking up Event
Right.
Horizon.
I haven't seen.
1997.
Yeah, and what I ended up getting was actually more of this. And this is, I will give so many points. I am such a slut for this. I give so many points. This is, Stephen Graham Jones did this to me. I'm like thinking of books that did this to me, and I was like, you have my full attention. I love a good plot twist, a good plot twist, or a good bait and switch. Books that will lead me in, and we will go down one path, and then they'll be like, hey, guess what? It's not that at all. I'm like, God, yes. So I'm sitting here thinking that it's going to be like aliens, or it's going to be like a creature feature, or it's going to be monsters, right? And then it ends up being, it was supposed to be even more graphic. There was a lot they had to cut out because it disturbed test audiences so much. The cutscenes were lost, though. Oh,
I was just looking at the IMDb page. Okay, so
maybe I'll watch Event Horizon after this.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Dang. But yeah, like
90s.
I went into it thinking one thing, and then it ended up being this. I don't know if anybody here, I feel like I talk about it a lot, but the Dark Picture anthology games, I love. And there's one called Man of Medan. And it was the first one they did. It's the same people who do Until Dawn. The same game people who do Until Dawn.
Was Man of Medan the one where I accidentally killed everyone?
Yeah, it's the ship one.
Oh yeah.
It's the ship one, yeah.
It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, and it's about like the ghost ship.
Yeah.
Right, except you find out like it's not really a ghost ship. There's something on board that's making everybody crazy, right? And so I'm over here expecting this to be like a Sigourney Weaver alien story, creature feature, and here we come, and I'm like duped with this like, oh, just kidding, it's this. And I was like, oh, let's go. Like, let's go. And so it hit a point where I was like,
It was, yeah.
when it's done well enough and when people make me hate corporations good enough, if I can hate a big company in a book, like if you get my feelings going, like Laura will remember this specifically. When I was really hating an Alien on the Purina company,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, let me tell you how Purina Dog Chow is really running the game in Alien.
That was good. That was funny.
I have this whole theory on how it's Purina Dog Chow behind. It's basically like a very long-winded, tender as the flesh Purina Dog Chow theory about Alien and how they are the actual company behind everything going on in the movies. But yeah, when that was all happening instead, I was like, ooh, yes. So when it was less about like artifacts and less about like, which was sad because I was really excited. Like she had me all invested in like these keys and these like angel posts and these like families right on board. And I'm like, what are these? What are these? And then she's like, psych. And I was like, oh no, this is so much worse. So much worse. I was having a good time. But I think that brings up a good point for the next. Well, were you able to talk about the Ghost in the Machine?
I think we mostly covered it. It's just kind of,
Okay.
yeah, like that bait and switch, but also not a bait and switch because Claire can see ghosts.
Yes. Oh, that was my next slide.
Yeah, which means
Ashley said the symbolism was a red herring. Was only
yes. All the
it's
symbolism.
red herring.
It's like the red herrings were red herrings.
I was just looking around.
Is the symbolism in the room with us?
Is this just to is the symbolism all here just to bounce the noise off of? Oh, apparently. So clairvoyant.
I was proud of this one.
That's the slide. Clairvoyant.
Is that her name, Claire?
Claire.
Yeah.
That's why I was able to remember her name because Laura made this pun and I went, oh.
I'm funny.
The girl loves a mnemonic device.
But I am
love that
50-50 on this kind of issue. So one part of me really kind of loved that there was this thing thrown in where the ghosts most people saw weren't ghosts. But
right, because the vibrations were able to produce psychotic episodes, right?
Like and hallucinations. But Claire was just seeing what she's kind of always seen.
Because she already had her own.
Yeah.
Right?
It just maybe intensified them a bit, I think they said. So they were a bit more.
Well, you can't make crazy crazier, is essentially Claire's argument. She's like, it doesn't affect me because I'm already broken.
Yeah. I'm already crazy.
She's like, the thing that it's doing to them has like, can't shake loose what's already been shook out the fucking tree. Like,
yep. And I liked that at the end she kind of accepted what these ghosts were. And it served as a good, like a major red herring. Like we knew Claire saw these ghosts. So the twist that everybody else wasn't seeing ghosts really did kind of come out of nowhere because we already had our main character who sees ghosts.
Yes.
Which was pretty cool. But there is a small part of me that is like, but also confusing.
Yeah. I think what I didn't love about it was I never really got. Yes, wasn't her hearing also messed
Claudia,
up? So the
you're
machine
right.
didn't affect her as much.
That's a good
Yeah.
question, Ashley. I never really figured out. Like, why was she seeing Kane?
Though?
Is Kane the one she was trying to fuck?
Yeah.
Wait.
Or trying really hard not to, even though they totally should have been boning.
Wait. If I'm in space, if it's all we got,
right? And that one kiss.
Well, it's because he didn't die,
where he like grabbed
he wasn't dead. He never died.
Yeah, he never died, but she thought he was dead. So I don't know if that was.
I think that's what it was. I think she was trying. I think she was, because that was the thing, right? She didn't know if she was having visions or if he was real.
Ah.
Yeah. And then she never saw Nisus because she didn't actually know what happened to him.
Because it wasn't until later on in the book that it started to click, that she was like, oh no, that's actually Kane. Like, oh my God, he's actually there. Because it wasn't until Kane, like she found Kane in the mattress room.
Yeah.
When she was like
Robin Williams when he comes out of Jumanji.
Yeah, when she goes back. Oh yeah,
year is it?
She goes back. Yeah, because when she goes back and she finds him in the padded room and he's like talking to himself, and she's like, who are you talking to? It is just us. What do you mean the ghosts are talking to ghosts I can't see? Oh, that's not a ghost. Heard. Got it. Like, I was like, oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it took me. There was a little bit in the audiobook I had to like replay a couple times because I was like, am I hearing that right?
I was bouncing between the audiobook and the actual book.
Yeah. I did a lot of full immersion with this one.
And then another gripe I had was and another thing. Was that I didn't like the one guy who died by drilling himself in the face or whatever.
Yeah.
She told us that was going to happen earlier in the book, so the visualize like the moment had no tension because she mentioned it. I feel like that sort of like interrogation interspliced with what was going on was kind of like, I don't know, killing the pace of it in the earlier parts. And then once it meets up, not that bad. But yeah, that death, I was like, but we knew this was going to happen.
It was like telling the story while also telling the story.
Yeah.
I actually had a theory about midway through before they merged that Claire wasn't actually at the tower. She was still on board, and whatever was happening had like trapped her in her mind. And she was imagining all these worse things happening, like, oh, this happened to my crew and I failed and killed all these people yet again.
And now you're being interrogated by real people, but it's really your
Right,
ghosts that you're living with. That would have been cool.
And they have to like kind of convince her that she was okay and pull her out of it to escape. But that was obviously not the case.
No. Wait, okay, so who actually died from their first mission? Because she was being interrogated and they were like, everyone's dead, you killed them all. But so Kane wasn't dead, but everyone else was? The girl and the guy? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the guy the like techie guy. Bye,
Yeah.
Maggie. Thank you for stopping in. Yay.
Thanks, Maggie. Okay.
Yeah, the pilot guy died. The sweet and
course-
innocent girlie died.
Of
And
course, the romantic interest isn't gonna die.
I was very glad when he wasn't, because I thought for a minute he was also going to be dead. So
Yeah, I figured that was good. Dude, what are these fucking names? I know it's like the future and we've colonized Mars and shit, but Jesus fucking Christ. She gets Claire, and these motherfuckers, Lourdes Nisus Waller.
her full name's probably something like Claricis or something.
Yeah, just call me Claire.
It's easier.
Clarion.
Clairvoyant.
Yeah. All right, straight up was
Clairvoyant.
clairvoyant.
Yeah. Your mom knew all along.
I love it though. I love it. I love Lourdes though, because Lourdes, like, that was very clearly like, especially with
It's Madonna's daughter in space.
right. Yeah, absolutely. But it's got like religious connotation behind it, right? And she was very much like she carried that with her in her character.
Yeah, I think she even said like, oh, for her portion of the money, she was going to build something for her church or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is all very nice, but sure, Lourdes, you do that. The rest of us are going to use
Pay
this
off your
money for
student debt.
other shit. More fun.
Enter a poker championship.
We're going to pool all the money. We're going to enter a poker championship.
You know y'all been playing poker up there?
We just figured out how to upload Google Slides to have these working out for us. So hold, I'm deleting. I just did it dumb. I deleted the Google Slides because I'm stupid. Hold on. I'm stupid. I thought it was a slide, but it wasn't. It was.
Oh, I
put
just
it back.
thought about something.
You thought?
Up, like,
What's up?
since we're already talking about the crew, when you brought up the religious connotations of, was it Lourdes?
Yes. Because we're
Like-
already, I was like, oh, I have to pull the slide up because we're talking about them.
Cain, obviously, big biblical name, who killed his brother. That's who Cain was, right?
Yes.
100%. Honestly, I am basing my knowledge off of Supernatural.
Yeah. Timothy Omenson playing Cain, the mark of Cain, who killed his brother. Yeah.
If you want to watch someone be a master at acting, watch him as Cain, and then go and watch Gallivant.
Oh yes.
Just watch
So
Gallivant
good.
in general, please. It was amazing, and it was.
And
But
the
watch
two-
this. Watch the second Psych movie. So they wrote in that Detective Lassie had a stroke. So he is acting from his bed post-stroke.
Oh.
Wait, did y'all not know Timothy Omenson had a stroke?
Yeah.
No.
I just didn't realize that they filmed it from like that.
He was supposed to be in the
Wow.
first movie. He was supposed to be in Psych 1, and it was like a week before filming. They had to write him out of it because he was recovering from his stroke. And they made the second movie all about him. And I cried
Wow.
I cried at the ending of a Psych movie.
Yeah.
So he is phenomenal. And you know what? He's part of the reason why I watch Psych, because Luck of the Irish. I was like, that guy looks familiar. Let me watch this silly little show he's on. And now he has a chokehold on my life.
I knew him from Gallivant. I think that was the first thing I saw him in.
Oh, the beard.
Yeah.
The beard. The beard, baby, the beard.
Ashley has probably got like it on the nail. That's probably where the name came from. But my little brain right now was like, oh my God, did he really? Is he the one that stabbed Nisus? Like, did he kill his brother?
Both could be true.
But it's probably much more likely that he was named Cain from Alien.
I haven't watched the Monk movie yet, Ashley, but I need to.
I haven't seen the show.
It's cute. Throw it on in the background. Psych.
I just forgot. Oh my God, what's his name? I forgot Monk's name.
Tony Shalhoub?
Tony Shalhoub. I love him in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes.
Oh. Have y'all ever seen the show Wings from the 90s?
I've seen episodes. If
It's
it's anything that was
Cheers.
in, like on TV during like the early 2000s or 90s, I'm like, I've seen episodes.
Oh, he's so funny. I've watched it. That's another show that made me cry. I'm such a bitch. Yeah, that's a good one.
I love it. I love it so much.
So back with the crew.
Yeah.
I had one of the biggest problems I had early on is that my brain just kept thinking the Expanse, the Expanse, the Expanse.
Oh.
But so that was pretty much who I pictured the characters as in my mind the entire time, except for the fact that Voller was, this kind of vulgar in your face machismo dude. And the pilot in The Expanse, I don't know if anyone's seen it, is just the sweetest baby cinnamon roll, and I love Alex so much. And so my brain was at war, like, because of the similarities, in the beginning, little crew of salvation type deal finds a big lost in spaceship, decides to check it out, and something horrible happened on board. Like, that's the beginning of The Expanse. And so I was just like,
not me being like, hold on, you mean this photo? Hold on. Me coming over here to be like, sharing my screen. Thems?
yeah.
Oh, ignore the join our
The pilot is the one at the bottom in the middle. That's Alex.
Which one is Alex?
The
my
one
boy is in the show.
In the middle at the bottom. Like the one looking off to the side all valiantly.
Oh, not the one who looks like he's a criminal who was on oh my God, he's my boy. He's my boy. He was also in Crimson Peak.
Grum?
Oh my God. Weird name. Groman. Burns Groman.
He was in Pacific Rim.
Yes, and he was also in Torchwood.
Yeah.
That was where I fell in love with him. He was on Torchwood.
Oh, yeah.
He's just, I love him. Didn't realize he was in the show too. Okay, sorry. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
Thomas Jane is in the first couple of seasons. And an actress who I swore up and down was Shannon Sossaman for like 3 years until I finally actually paid attention to her part on IMDb. And I was like, oh, it's not Shannon Sossaman. Whoops.
Oh, I didn't realize there were books. I want to read the first Expanse book before I watch the show, which is a recurring problem for me. Isn't it?
Yeah, They're big boy books too. They're thick.
Reading books before their adaptations is a struggle. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm about this close from watching Anne Hathaway play Eileen. This close. I haven't read the book yet though.
Yeah, the explains are really good. Moving on from The Crew.
It's good.
Ha!
It's always corporate greed, ain't it? It's always corporate greed. Go into the book thinking it's gonna be aliens that wreck the place.
We thought it was
ain't
gonna be
aliens.
vampires a few months back.
White
It always comes back to Vampires of El Norte for me. It is always corporate greed. That's why I wanted something different from this book. Oh shit, Claudia! Whoa! Claudia! Tell him!
There.
It is always corporate greed. That's why I wanted something different from this book. Yep. I will say I'm a sucker for it. But here's the deal, okay? The way this got presented to me with the doctor setup, like with the gaslighting of her, like the guy who she was like, not her mentor or not the guy that she like looked up to. I can't think of what.
Oh, the younger guy that was all, my father shall hear about this.
Not him. Not the one that reminded me of like the
Lucius Malfoy.
But I mean, wasn't it so suspicious early on when they were the ones that found her and now she works for them? Like, wasn't it kind of like, oh, that's what's going on here?
What you need to know about me is the bleach fried all that thought process right out my head.
Because, I mean, yeah, I guess it's foreshadowing, I suppose. But it's like, they got her when
she brought
was a
in
kid.
shiny objects. She brought in shiny objects, and my ass legit went, ooh.
She said, the Titanic is in outer space, bitch. We're seeing ghosts on the Titanic. I can't even remember what the one was really called.
Straight did.
And like even when she talked about Max, the like guy that took care of her when she was a kid, the way she talked about him compared to the way she talks about literally everything and everyone else had me like,
Here's the other thing too. I just all men. Just there was a line. Hold on.
Don't trust any of them.
Oh my god! I have to
well,
pull
yeah.
up.
I mean, that's kind of how I go into all situations.
Don't trust them.
It's like that TikTok that's going around right now, where it's like bear, but bear, men bear. I know how a bear would react.
Is this gay?
I'm like,
yes.
Is this a gay thing?
It's not a gay thing.
Is this for the gays?
I thought it was a gay thing too. It's not a gay thing. It's actually
I'm sure
like
it's a gay thing.
Assault
Anything can be a gay thing.
I've adopted Matt Lillard's stance from when Kaylee and I saw him at like a Q&A for Scream a couple years ago when he was addressing the question. They get a lot of, were Billy and Stu gay? And he's like, here's the thing. They're gay if you want them to be gay. And I'm like,
yeah.
Yep.
I think it was like Tom Hardy or like some male actor, like really hot guy who he came out in like a GQ article or something and was like, Mary, I'm an actor. Of course I've done gay shit. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't have to identify as anything. I'm out here doing the fucking shit. I've done the gay stuff.
That sounds like something Tom Hardy would say.
I'm sure he said it much better than this is not a direct Tom Hardy quote from my mouth.
But it could be. That's
you look it up and it's like, damn, she was right on the money.
That was
I have it pulled up right here.
Oh my God. I found the first quote. Okay, it's the first quote that I ever highlighted in this book. I was like, there was a quote that I was like, what is it? And I love that I highlighted this at least like a month before Taylor Swift released freaking the Tortured Poets Department because this line has me rolling. I'm laughing so hard. On page 6, she says, there might be one thing worse than never being up here again, and that would be being locked up in the Barracks Peace and Rehabilitation Tower on Earth in Florida.
Hey man, we're
What's left
strivers.
of it anyway?
Maybe it's better to be locked up in Florida than out there driving.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm laughing so hard I forgot to breathe. Do you see how red I am? I couldn't breathe. That's what
I just remembered I wrote a little note about that relates to this slide, and it was towards the end, and I was just like, corporate dickwad was indeed a corporate dickwad.
Corporate dickwad.
Like, what is...
Nobody knows me like you do.
I'm gonna. Aw, Ashley.
Aww.
I've seen Read with Rachel having to go in front of her school board every fucking week. I don't even want to talk about it, but she's an amazing. If you don't follow I think it's Read with Rachel on YouTube. She posts her meetings in front of the school board about banning books, and she's a great advocate. But yeah, I thought at the end, whenever they were like willing to kill the high up guy's son, to like I'm like,
she's like, dude, you're just as expendable.
Right.
They're gonna
You're what
leave
makes
here
this
too.
believable.
yeah.
Right.
No, but my father.
My father is a very, in his little like chubby shorts and his loafers, like, but my father, I know we are in space.
The inventor of toaster
y'all
strudel
seen-
will not be pleased to hear about this.
Have y'all seen the Tetris movie with Taron Egerton that recently came out?
No.
95% of films are made on existing IP, and it's getting ridiculous. There's a podcast that I recently listened to. There's going to be a Monopoly movie, which relates corporate greed, especially since Monopoly was ripped off from a woman. But yeah, what's the Tetris movie?
Okay, well, basically, why I bring it up is because there's a character, one of the guy's sons is serving this energy.
Is he one square or two? Is he one of these squares or is he one of these squares? Which square is he?
Or is he like the Z square?
He is the Lucian. He is. My father will heal about this. Like absolutely, like square. Like people try to call him his name, and he's like, it's Mr. Such and Such. Like, we're not chums. We're not friends. And they're like, okay, but your dad is, no. I am Mr. Such and Such. And you're like, okay.
God.
And you just know everyone back home is just like, oh man, we can't wait to make that guy a firecracker in space. Like if they could stick a firecracker up a
Bro, honestly, she should have left him behind. Been like, yeah, we'll make this believable, but I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I'm deucing, like, Florida.
Sorry.
Up, Florida. Let's go. Oh man, it made me laugh. I was like, I could not handle it. That's why they send all the broken eggs. Oh, okay. All right. And then the last, screw that. Hell yeah, I'm going to try to use these tools to escape. But this time, we're going through the fucking door. That's right, mama. That's right. The door. What? The door. I'm so proud. Couldn't go through the escape hatch, but the door. I was very proud.
Excellent.
She said that. She said that, and I remember viscerally like screenshotting it and sending it to Sydney, and I was like, yeah, I was very excited. I don't even there was like a turn in this book where I was just like, I want the company to eat rocks.
I was on the side of the company. No,
I
just,
was
I was like,
I was
"Ugh,
very-
that's a good chunk of change there.
We inherited this mess. We're just trying to make it go away.
they were like, nobody has to know.
I do have
And-
to say, this book had me like that Ben Affleck meme where he's like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying because I smoked a cigarette for the first time in like 2 years reading this book.
You're like, sheesh, is it over?
What a great segue.
Oh, yes.
What's the value of a human life? Man-made accidents.
Is finishing one book worth -7 minutes off the end of your life?
But I love this because for everyone who watched Mars Attacks, though, for everyone who watched Mars Attacks with this, I feel like I really did not think Mars Attacks was like, I did, but I didn't. I was like, whatever. Alien April, originally not knowing anything about this book, I was like, maybe they'll go together. I did not expect them to go together so well. I did not expect the themes of like capitalism and like greed, and just, you know, the themes of just the lengths at which people will be terrible, but also the lengths at which people will be resourceful and good will outweigh each other. And that's the thing. I mean, greed will go all day, right? Like there will always be greed. There will always be people to take advantage of the system. There will always be people who will set people up for failure. There will always be people who will send the richest of the rich, the elite of the elite, and we'll sign up for it, right? Like, we had billionaires signing up to go play orca ball in the bottom of the ocean.
Doesn't that seem like it was 5 years ago? It was barely a year.
I'm excited for when the memes come back up. Like
remember this?
But like, you know, just the disregard for human life, for like people's own human life, is astounding. It is astounding to me. And then you have someone like Claire, right? Where she doesn't want to get attached. She doesn't want, she's like, people, ugh, no. She's like desperately in love with Kane, but she's also like, ugh, people, no. Don't you ever learn? And then she is the one who is going to be like, oh, all right, look. Meep. Like, we're going to take down this absolute god awful company because I'm done. I just want to be alone. And that's the thing. Like, by the end of the book, she's like, maybe you can come with me. It'd be cool. Maybe. Which is like, I love the tiny bit of character growth. She's like, I mean, it's a big character growth for her, right? The fact that she's like, I can say it. If you get me to ask.
I love that he was like, you want to ask me to be on your crew. And it's like,
yes.
No, read between the lines, dude. Read what she's really asking. This is her pretty much proposing marriage. This is as good as you can get.
She was like, I love how like she would have been like, yes, wait, no. I mean, if that's what you want, Wait, no. I'm gonna go be alone. Like,
Maybe
this is
she
hard.
needs
This
to
is
do
too hard.
a couple of years of therapy, not with that company, and
Right.
then
Yeah, just
get
not
a
in
crew
Florida.
together. Then
Not in
then
Florida.
start about starting a crew. Ugh.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You wanted to make her
Yeah.
say it.
You
I
wanted to
loved it
make her
too.
say it. Like,
I loved. Look, for everything that was going on in that book, I was a big Kane fan, and I was. When I realized Kane was alive and real, I was like, "You better make it out of this book, okay? You got to make it out of this book. If you die, I'm throwing this book." Like, Kane making it to the end and being Endgame, I was like,
I really liked My Little Romance Loving Heart when she was like trying to apologize for kissing him and everything, and then he just like backs her into the wall and kisses the shit out of her. I was like,
I think the scene that really like crushed me was when she's back on Earth and she sees the protesters and she has no idea if her crew is alive or dead. She thinks they're dead. She's like, I fucked everything up. Everyone's dead. What do I do? Right. And she's looking at the sea of protesters and she knows that like his daughter is out there. Right. And she sees the daughter and she's like, and when she's back and he's like asking all these questions and she wanted to be like, she's and he's like, how is she? And she like there's like this line where she's like, I can't tell him that she supports any of this.
right?
So she basically is just looking at him like,
She's inside. I love that set off the fireworks. That was just chef's kiss. Perfect.
it was excellent. Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh, that was good. Okay, so the vibes. We talked about everything but the good vibrations. They're killer.
Talking about
Oh,
vibrations.
I mean, we kind of talked about it. I mean, we did touch on it, I guess. How you can't really break what's already broken. Yeah, this was a big plot. This was a big plot change, and I kind of really dug it. I'll be honest, I don't understand technology at all, as told by how it took me to figure out setting all this up. So when Nisus was like working on like the dampeners and stuff, all I pictured was him basically just like cones, just like pulling buttons and like levers. And I was like, yeah, why isn't that working? Why are people stressing? And I'm realizing now that it's like this giant like soundboard and it's like this giant like tech board, and he's probably like having to sit there and be
like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
And like a whole command booth.
Yeah, and even from the beginning of Star Trek, the extras and the cast came together and basically made an instruction manual for all of the panels so that it was consistent. That. Like what they were being told to do or whatever, like they all had like assigned buttons, and that wasn't like a Gene Roddenberry thing from what I remember. I could be wrong, but it was like they all kind of got together and were like, hey, let's do this. And it's just kind of carried through Star Trek now. It's like a thing that
Hey, we don't want to look like Batman and Robin, and we don't want this to look like the Batcave. So, can everyone get their shit together?
Right? Like,
I love that.
if he says to hail the bridge, press the same button.
Yeah, people are going to start to notice, guys. I love that. I love that. Slide 9. Oh, we're so close. Explanation/ending. All right. So
I think this ties into the vibes as well, since that was.
yeah. Was anybody else really worried that like they were just gonna die in space? There was a I remembered, because I think Sydney finished this book first. And I think Sydney and I were like an hour apart from finishing this book from each other. And I remember messaging Sydney and being like, oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this, if this is really going to go that bleak of a direction. Like, I was so ready to be like, I'm out. Like, I'm gone. I closed the book. We're done.
Yeah, I thought for a good minute that they were going to like record messages of everything that had happened, and then they'd die in space together, but sometime in the future someone would find them and find these messages about what Varix had done, and it would still all come out. I was like, I mean,
well, and that was my thing. I was worried that it was just going to be like a cyclical, like, repeat thing.
Yeah.
I was like, no, what was this entire book for if that was about to be the case? Like, if that was about to be the case, what was this for? Right?
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, wait a minute.
There was symmetry, but I liked the symmetry. Like Claire floating out into space. And then she said at the beginning, like, no, Kane would get me. Kane would pull me back in. There's no point doing this. And then what happened when she floated out into space? Kane got her.
Mm-hmm.
It gave Hun Athlar, I've got you, sweetheart.
It did. It did. It did.
I would have
I
too,
would have,
Claudia. Like, I would have been so angry.
I would have been so mad if they both died.
This would have been a burn discussion.
This would have been a very different discussion. Like, I feel y'all don't know this about me, but there are some deaths that I just feel are like unforgivable, and I will be like, it don't matter how this book ends. I'm not reading any farther. Click. And I will end that book. It don't matter to me. There are some TV shows I still won't go back and watch because I'm like still salty. Yeah, Pusey's dead. Still can't handle that. It's been years. I feel like I can say it. I
mean, and she went on to be in Star Trek, so I can't be too mad because.
Well, and she was on The Handmaid's Tale. I understand that I had to.
As a Trekkie, I got her, but yeah, I stopped watching Orange is the New Black. I was like, nah. Also, I'm bored. Like, they've played this out.
Yeah. Well, and it was no longer like, it just got dark. It just went too dark. But like, there's just, or like, I remember in the youth years, The Fault in Our Stars, somebody had spoiled it for me, how it ended, and I went.
John Green spoiled it for me.
I spoiled it for myself.
I love this progression.
Yeah. I just remember, I can't remember who ruined it for me, but I was like, oh, no. And I just,
Ashley,
that was a rough one, Ashley. Like, I have a major thing for Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Ashley, the only reason why I ever started watching the show Suits is because of Denny Duquette's death. And that's why now I have a lot more friends to talk about Suits with because it's everywhere now. Because I actually watched that show because of Denny fucking Duquette. I had to take a break. So I binged all of Suits to recover from Jeffrey Dean Morgan's phenomenal time on
Claudia,
Grey's Anatomy.
which death was it in The Walking Dead that was the breaking point for you? I'm curious.
Yeah. I never watched that. I don't know if I would, but
I watched
again,
it for a good while.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan would draw me in, but I know he's not till like season whatever.
He's a handsome fella.
Hate that character. I hated him in the comics just because I felt it was like a gratuitously violent character for who was almost I figured it was Glenn.
Right. Even I know about Glenn.
That was, I think I stopped watching, but it was more how I was seeing all these people like idolizing Negan.
It's weird.
It's when you have this weird like idolize the Joker, and I'm like, no, you have badly missed the point.
Oh my god, have y'all seen the Gaga? The Gaga? Harley Quinn?
I saw a picture. I haven't watched the trailer though.
Lady Gaga, you gotta watch that trailer. My god. My god.
Like, Joker was fine.
I'm not even gonna watch the movie. I'm gonna watch the plot breakdown after the movie comes out, and the YouTube channels make an hour-long video of breaking down all the Easter eggs, because that's how I watch movies now, apparently. Also, Baby Reindeer is great, but also triggering. So
I've heard that it's
I haven't watched it yet, but I hear that that woman has done so much, and not just to him. There's like other couples coming forward.
I think that the bad guy in the show is not the woman.
Also, the Glenn thing. I worked in a comic book shop when that issue of The Walking Dead came out. And my buddy Aaron and I would all we knew if we did not try and speed read through it, because it was like the 50th issue or the 100th issue, some big thing. We knew someone would spoil it before our shift was over that day. So as soon as the box came in, we were just to the owner like, David, you can start this, right? Ran in the back with the issue. We're looking through it. And when we were on the ground floor, died, because that had been the big thing. Robert Kirkman had been saying one of the originals is going to die. And we saw who it was. We just walked back out
I forget that it's a comic book, so you knew things before the show.
The comic is a lot of the characters are very different, especially the character of Andrea. Andrea is badass in the comics. She's so cool. She was there in the show.
Hell yeah, I love that. In my head, he's still alive. I don't give a fuck.
He and Maggie lived happily ever after.
Oh, I love that.
Cool. Okay, so Film-alikes. We had Mars Attacks and Ghost Ship. These were the two that we had watched. The double feature for the Crypt. Apparently Ken's was summoned.
The lady on the cover of this movie that played this on Mars Attacks, she was in a movie I love called Ed Wood, starring Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
That movie, so fucking funny and true. I mean, parts of it.
Yeah, is that Lisa Marie?
Yeah.
Yeah. She slayed. She slayed so good in that movie.
She played Vampira in Ed Wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because that's that period.
So we had these were our Film-alikes, and then I love Ed Wood. Love you, Claudia.
Claudia knows everything. She knows all, sees all.
I might actually watch Fallout now with the rec from both of you.
Yeah. John watched it. He loved
Okay.
it.
Rex from people I
One
trust.
of-
Maybe I'll check it out.
One of my favorite boys ever is on it.
Oh, is he the short one? Short King?
Oh my god, he's in Twin Peaks. My brain is
maybe not.
Kyle MacLachlan. Love him.
Oh, I was
Love him.
thinking of Moises Arias.
I'm glad Jeff's not
Oh, I
here.
love him
'cause I
too.
feel like he would have crashed in through the other room at the
Would've been
mention of Twin Peaks.
What?
That's his favorite.
I also
Matt
added
Berry
Game
is in
Alike
it.
for this one. Who?
I love Matt Berry.
Hold on, I'm looking up how many episodes. 3 episodes.
You like Matt Berry?
Ooh. I do love Matt Berry. I also
And
love
also
that
added-
meme was circulating where it's like the library is full of like sex and something or other, and then it was Matt Berry going, "This turned out to be fake news, and I'm disappointed."
Yeah,
Yes.
he is so quotable in all of
He
his
is.
roles.
Delightful.
New York
I love the meme of him being like Matt Berry's on set and people have to like warn like children.
like not for the reason they had to warn children. J.J. Abrams was, or not J.J.
Was
Abrams. What's his name from Buffy? Was that J.J. Abrams?
No.
No, I'm thinking of Joss Whedon.
No.
Yes.
Joss Whedon.
Like not
Yeah.
in that way.
I couldn't think of the name, but I knew it wasn't JJ.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize to J.J. Abrams. I did not mean to slander you.
Yes,
sir.
I can hear you, Kim
sorry.
Bendigo.
We're not here to slander. Joss Whedon. Him.
Oh, Game Alikes. I was like, I've
Yes,
never heard of these
Game
before.
Alikes. Because for this one, yeah, I added in Game Alikes. I feel like a couple of times we'll add in some games if they fit the vibes.
I feel
of
like
the
it
spookies.
definitely works with this book for sure.
Yeah. These were a lot of fun. I love these very much, and they very, very, very much hit the same vibes. So if you are a gamer, I highly recommend. Both for different reasons. If you enjoy them, let me know. If you have a PlayStation 5 and you would like to play Man of Medan, also let a girl know because she'll play. Finger guns. Ashley says, I think I saw him at a London airport a couple of years ago.
Joss Whedon?
No, I think Matt Berry. Oh, or Josh.
No, it's definitely J.J. Abrams.
JJ.
Which of the names we got confused and throughout was it?
It was J. Josh Berry.
It was Jar Jar Binks.
Oh no.
Lisa.
Yeah, I forgot you can play those games like online now, can't you? You know, I haven't played through the Quarry yet.
Sorry. Quarry's a good one too. Has the discussion
Is this for me?
changed anything for you? We leave this in. This is in almost every discussion.
I know.
We leave this in almost every discussion. But I knew Jess was going to be attacked.
But we all look at Jess.
Is this my name? I love that.
Fucking play about us? This is so pointed. Yes, Claudia. Wait, okay. I want to know what Claudia and Ashley rated the book.
Yes.
Yes, Claudia.
Yeah.
Actually, what did you?
What are
rate it?
y'all's star ratings? I think I already said mine, or you could kind of get a vibe. Oh yeah, I did. I went on a tangent earlier, but I feel like Claudia's gonna be like a 3. Can y'all hear the music in the background?
We're all just waiting in silence now, like
3.5
Ashley for
Ash.
3.5.
Ashley 3.5. Yes, that's a good rating. It's still really good. That's a 7 out of 10. And I'm sorry, but authors that like bitch about 3-star ratings, Joe Hill, it's like a 3. LOL. Yeah.
Like, it's all subjective. It's all
3s are-
subjective.
Yeah. 3 is a great rating. Kaylee, we talked about this. That's a 6 out of 10. That's above average.
Yeah.
Get over yourselves. I mean, my 1 star is a bit a hater vibe, but 3s are great. And honestly, I thought that's what this book was going to be for me, was going to be about a 3. I thought I'd have a good time with it, but not be obsessed. And then I ended up just really not liking most of it. And I do DNF a lot if I feel like I'm not going to be into it or like the vibes are bad. But I earlier, whenever you said
you pushed, you did it.
I try to push through for discussion purposes. But earlier, whenever you said that Kinsey missed out on finishing the book, I wanted to say she didn't miss anything. But I didn't want to be too mean.
But here's the thing, like, right? Everybody, like, different strokes for
Claudia.
different folks. Yeah, Lia 3.
Claudia
I loved the beginning
Ophelia
so much.
Jones Berry. That
Abrams.
Jones Berry Abrams. I don't know where I got Jones. It's Joss. Whatever.
I love it.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. That's what I was feeling for sure.
It was a 4 for me, just because I was a bit conflicted. Like, I think the end was really clever and how they did the bait and switch, but I just like ghosts and I wanted it to be more ghosts.
I feel like the
Yeah,
romance probably helped
fair.
a little bit.
like
Whenever there was a
I love
little
an
touch of it, and I do think that that's a good amount of romance. There wasn't too much. It wasn't like, fully romance. It was just a little taste. I do feel like in horror, it can be hard to shoehorn a romance into that genre.
Yeah.
And I think that they did it okay.
Isabel Cañas is leading the charge in making
She can
horror
do it.
romance.
She can do it for me. That brings up another good point, is the Book of the Most Precious Substance. Gotta get on that shit, Kay. You gotta
I'm
get
very
on it.
once I realized that was Sarah Gran, I was like, oh, I'm gonna eat this.
Laura, you might like it too. And
I loved Come Closer. So
oh, then, bitch, hold on.
I gotta check it out.
It's the other Sarah Gran book. I was like,
I think they might be reprinting it. I don't know. But
I hope whoever they reprint it with, they get that better cover, like they did with Come Closer.
Yes.
Whoever has the new Come
because
Closer.
this is the old cover. And once
don't
you
hate
know
it.
what the precious substance is, it makes sense.
Is it Come?
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, it is a book about sex magic. I mean, there's different types of cum. There's different types of fluids.
This is true.
Like, oh my god,
But
guys!
I-
Please don't make me have to edit this. She's
We
not
need-
here one episode, and we're dropping like all of these.
We need the
F-bombs.
bleep. We need the bleep button.
We need that like Julie, but yeah, we need the thing from like Scott Pilgrim that goes over Julie's mouth. That's like Pilgrim.
And we just
And one
open
latte
up
for
all the things.
Pilgrim. Yeah, we need black bars.
Also very devastating. Oh yes, Claudia, didn't you message me and say that you loved this? Because Claudia knows. It's also sad. As horny as it is, it's sad and it's heartbreaking, but it's erotic. Let me just say that.
Wait, have you read Come Closer, Jess?
I have not, but this one,
Jess.
yeah, I know. I need to.
It's a little bit one too. It's a slim boy.
Yeah, novella, right?
Yeah.
It's a penny. Yeah, it's like 120 something pages.
Novellas.
Bitch.
I just read
You have
this.
Midnight on Beacon Street?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
Oh yeah, I saw that you got that.
turn off my virtual background for this. Yes.
I'm gonna add it.
It's very short. It's very fun. It's if you like any like classic horror setups, like babysitter alone in the house with the kids kind of thing, or you like The Babysitter from Netflix,
That
that
vibe.
kind of, that vibe.
Oh, I
And
love
also,
that.
I was super surprised because the copy I got came with a book plate.
I love that. I saw on Insta.
Nice.
So that was really good. I got that Saturday for Indie Bookstore Day, and took a quick break to just power through it, and it was really fun. But I have been reading You'd Look Better as a
You'd
Ghost.
look better as a ghost.
Bitch.
Aw,
I was just about to bring it up. I didn't know you bought it. Did you post about it?
I don't think so. I'm gonna try and post actual more things for
I
once.
know. I liked your post. I was so shocked to see you posted on Instagram today.
Like,
Bitch,
I made an actual post for once.
I'm on chapter 16. I cannot stop.
I'm not that far yet, but I am really enjoying it.
I have to say, whenever this bitch, she is a serial killer. She's a euthanasia fanatic. This is all early on because you might have already read it. So I'm not spoiling anything.
I'm all spicy because you guys have this book and I don't have this book.
It's Barnes & Noble's book of the month.
It is. That's why I got it. At the Barnes & Noble.
We're going to Barnes & Noble tomorrow and we're picking up this book for $5 hairs each.
Jesus fuck. This
book is about.
Hold on. She's a serial killer. She's a euthanasia fanatic. But as soon as she got fat phobic, I said, hold on. The serial killing's okay. The euthanasia, okay. But you're going to be a little fat phobic?
Right? But don't be a bitch. Damn.
But it makes sense. She also, it's not really about that. It's about like, oh, they look frumpy, their clothing. She's so focused on the way people dress. It's crazy. I really don't like the blurb at the back where it's like, I have a gift. I see people as ghosts before they die. I think that's a little baity, but I'm loving a serial killer book. Let me know. Message me what you think.
Yes.
Because it's definitely more shocking than I had anticipated.
This can be the unofficial read.
Yeah. Anybody else reading it? Oh, Claudia's feeling the FOMO.
Oh,
yeah.
By the way, next month, speaking of unofficial reads, because next month is May, Kenzie and I are reading Dracula daily. Because I can't remember the word I'm thinking of, but it's dated. Like Dracula is like done in letters. Yeah, like Dracula. You could grab my copy on the shelf. It's on the left, underneath May. Top left.
Gonna be May.
Third box.
Gonna be May.
Like, what is the word I'm looking for? Epistolary. Like it's done epistolary style. So it's like Dracula's done in letters, and so Dracula Daily is done. I love this copy from Barnes & Noble because it has memes and shit in it. It's so it looks so pretty, but then the inside is just like a giant shit post. It starts May 3rd. Is when Dracula.
There is an email version, Claudia, where they'll
there
email
is an email version. There is an email version too. But yeah, it starts May 3rd is when Jonathan Harker's journal starts. And then what's cool about it is like this copy is it has like the journal entry, right? But then it has all of these like little memes around it. So like if you've read Dracula before, you just get all these like tidbits and side notes and like shit posts. Which is really funny because it's like there's one that's like Dracula and it's like this big, and then
I
like,
have a question
Dracula
for the
Dracula
Kenzie.
Jonathan Harker stopped talking about food. Jess has a question for you.
Did you come up with this idea of reading the Dracula Daily?
Did you come up with the idea of reading Dracula Daily?
No, you did actually.
No, you did.
You did.
I did not. I came up.
It's
No,
the
I came up with
Spider-Man
the idea.
meme right now.
I came up.
No.
I came up with the idea of us purchasing the damn book. You were the one who was like, "Did you know
But this is
that this happens
Yeah,
and
it's
we should
coming
read
up."
this?"
Yeah, but I didn't like when I proposed it at the time. I didn't think it would be a DFCC thing, and then it became a DFCC thing.
I
And
just
think it
feel like
partly
those
became that
dates.
way so that we would actually finish it together. I'm gonna be honest.
I feel like
It's just
the
like a
dates
little
align-
side thing.
Because this will be the 4th time that I will have read Dracula.
Oh,
I love
wow.
to hate read Dracula.
She likes to hate read Dracula.
Yeah, I'll probably
I'm here for the lesbian.
not do that, but I love. I hope you dance.
I'm in it for the memes.
That is great. That's like that's perfect nerdy shit right there. Like they got to make it worthwhile to buy the book, you know?
They do. And I will say it's very pretty. It is very pretty. And I mean, if you're doing it, like if these letters are coming out just like because it skips a couple days too. So like it starts
You have a bit of a retreat.
yeah, so like there's May 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then it skips the 6th. There's the 7th.
I love that y'all are going to be reading that on the day that it happened. I love shit like that. Like when the dates line up like that. That's why I asked if it was Kinsey because I was like that like is perfect.
Yeah, that's why I was like, ooh. Also, it was this copy is so nice too because I remember when it was on Barnes and Noble's. It was part of Barnes and Noble's like paper like
end
hardback
papers,
sale.
end papers. Show the end papers.
Oh, dude, the end papers are so dope.
Oh my god!
Like angry little Draculas. And then like
wallpaper. Wallpaper. Oh my god!
Hold on, it's like all smudgy. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
Oh wait, why am I smudging it when I know I have a lens cloth over here? Like I'm dumb.
Kinsey,
Y'all.
watch School for Little Vampires. Their school
Watch
for
School
the
for
little
Little
vampires or whatever. Their school, it's German.
Zeke German.
Also, I pre-ordered my copy of Lucy Undying the other day.
Woohoo!
Very excited about that.
I've seen that book. There's also a new book, Lilith, that just came out. Like the cover says, before there was Eve, there was Lilith.
Yeah. There's also one about Lady Macbeth, but like before
I want to read it.
met Macbeth and she was like raised by witches and shit too. And I'm like,
hold on.
This is pertinent to my interests.
Ava Reed.
This might not be happening because my sister's a little dumb because
yeah, it's Ava Reed.
This goes all the way until like November.
Yeah, but you read it every day and then you talk about it. Like the day, like, or whatever.
So it starts in May and goes.
How long is it November?
We could discuss it in November.
Well, there's like September and then there's August. Girl, this goes through the months.
Well, he can't just kill everybody. Oh, I don't actually know what happens in Dracula. He can't just kill everybody in May.
You can't just kill everyone in May. It's too suspicious. It's too suspicious.
That's a spree.
No.
You gotta space out the deaths.
Then you're just Jack the Ripper.
Say, if you want to be a serial killer, you gotta space them out. Otherwise, it's just a killing spree.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It gets too.
You could potentially be Degas. Who knows?
Yeah,
Alright,
I am
y'all.
100% here for that theory.
I'm gonna hop off and get the kids ready for bed, but I had so much fun talking about this. I'm sorry I gave it 1 star, but
Don't be sorry.
I had so
No,
much
your opinions actually helped me solidify why it was 4, not 5 for me.
Yeah. Well, and actually,
I can't wait to talk to you about this. I'll message you.
Yeah, message me about this. And I know that this one is a long shot because I don't think there's an audiobook for it. So,
I read
but the ebook is on Harris County Library. So So you can get the ebook. But this one, yeah, message me. I don't have the audiobook for this, and I'm not a big physical reader, like exclusive physically, but I read this one exclusive physically because I couldn't put it down. And now this one is doing the same shit to me. Can't put it down. Keep reading it.
I love
it. It's a little bit like, and it's British, I mean, Laura, that dry humor that is so British. I love that shit.
I put a hold on The Most Precious Substance now.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
Hell yeah. I wish I had it borrowed so I could return it. Anyways, yeah, let's go.
Well, this has been it. It's been a great evening. I love you all very dearly. Thanks everybody for joining and popping by. We'll see you guys next time.
Next
we'll
week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next month. We'll see y'all in May.
See you on Instagram.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.